Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For all you dog owners out there looking for a convenient raw food option that takes your dog's health and taste buds seriously, you've come to the right place, because in this video, I'm going to give you my honest and personal take on WeFeed's raw food for dogs. After that, we'll go over some pros and cons of WeFeed Raw and take a look at each option and their ingredients, as well as where the meat is sourced. Also, if at any point you want to check out WeFeed Raw, you'll find a discounted link in the description down below that'll give you 30% off your trial box, which is a deal that you won't be able to get if you go straight to their website. All right, let's jump right into it. WeFeed Raw was founded in 2009 by a couple who realized that there were many benefits to feeding raw food to their dogs. Alyssa, the company's founder, passed away a few years later, but her family continued to expand the business, and WeFeed Raw has grown significantly. So what exactly is WeFeed Raw's food like? WeFeed Raw offers 6 protein options: beef, lamb, venison, duck, turkey, and chicken. And when we look at pre-made raw food, the most important thing that we like to see is protein, but it's just as important for me to know where the animals were sourced and how they were raised. And luckily, WeFeed Raw does provide that information. So the beef is grass-fed, but not grass-finished. That just means that there's also grain present in their diet. And all the beef is sourced from a farm in the United States, along with the chicken, turkey, and duck. However, the lamb and venison are both sourced from farms in New Zealand, and they're both grass-fed and grass-finished. Okay, now that we know that, let's talk about which dogs their fresh food is suitable for. Is it only for adult dogs, puppies, certain breeds, or is it okay for every dog? Actually, WeFeed Raw's formulas are designed for all dogs, regardless of age or breed. This seems to sound great, right? Now, personally, when it comes to puppies, we like to see food that's especially geared towards their growth and development, since nutrient needs are slightly different for growing puppies, but WeFeed Raw does mention that their diet plans were created by a PhD animal nutritionist, which is good enough for me. WeFeed Raw is also very careful about keeping its food safe for owners to handle, so as the food is being made, they put it through a procedure known as cold pressure or high pressure processing, which means that instead of applying heat to kill potentially harmful bacteria, they use high water pressure, which in turn keeps the meat raw but free from bacteria. Personally, I prefer raw unprocessed meats, but I'm okay with feeding pre-made raw meat that's gone through this process, especially if I'm buying a lot of portions at a time, because I want to be assured that there isn't any harmful bacteria in there that could hurt my dog. So what's it like ordering food from WeFeed Raw? Well, you have 2 options. You can buy different recipes in bulk, or you can create a custom meal plan. For beginners, from my experience, I think creating a meal plan would be a lot simpler. That way you can see how much food your dog needs to eat daily, and it'll also show you how much money you'll be spending each week. Now let's discuss the actual ingredients of the food. We'll start with the animal proteins: beef, venison, and lamb. The main ingredients in the beef option are the beef neck with bone, heart, liver, and kidney, which are all superfoods for dogs. And in terms of pricing, the beef recipe is around $43 per 5 pounds, or in the ballpark of about $8 a pound. And when it comes to PMR ratios, all of the recipes that WeFeed Raw offers are 80% muscle meat, 10% bone, and 10% secreting organs. If you're not familiar with PMR ratios, those are the common ratios used to mimic the body structure of a prey animal that dogs catch in the wild. Now, these parts on their own won't provide every single nutrient your dog needs. So to add in missing nutrients, there's also a premix of synthetic nutrients added in there as well, and we'll talk about that a bit later. The next protein is lamb. The ingredients are lamb, with the remaining ingredients being beef heart, liver, kidney, neck with bone, and vitamin and mineral premix. This is where the recipe caught me off guard a bit, since the muscle meat takes up about 80% of the recipe. Lamb does make up the majority, but I was really hoping to see lamb's heart, liver, kidney, and bone as well. Now, I understand that buying these could make the recipe much more expensive, but for owners who have dogs with a beef intolerance, this could be a problem if they don't happen to look at the ingredients carefully. And in terms of the price, the lamb recipe costs around $48 for 5 pounds, or about $9.60 per pound. Alright, next we have venison. The muscle meat is venison, but beef does make up the remainder of the recipe. Now, the venison option is about $50 per 5 pounds, or about $10 a pound. Alright, on to the poultry options: duck, turkey, and chicken. The turkey ingredients are turkey gizzards, tails, wings, liver, and the premix. Since there doesn't appear to be any turkey muscle, the meat must come from the gizzards and from the tails and wings. Now, in poultry blends, liver is all of the organ meat. The turkey option is about $43 per 5 pounds, which is around $8.60 a pound. The chicken option consists of chicken hearts, back leg quarters, liver, and the nutrient premix. But like the turkey recipe, the muscle meat portion seems to come from the hearts and meat on the legs and back. Chicken is the most affordable recipe since it's about $38 per 5 pounds, or about $7.60 a pound. Last up is duck, and this one's a little different. So it looks like they include plain duck, but they don't include duck gizzards, heart, or liver. Instead, they use turkey parts. I also noticed that there isn't a kneading bone on the ingredients list, but according to their FAQ, the duck recipe does contain duck bones. And the duck recipe is about $48 per 5 pounds, or about $9.60 a pound. So what do we think overall? First, we'll discuss their pros. We Feed Raw seems to be pretty transparent where they source their meats and how the animals are raised and bred, which is definitely important. Another pro is that the veterinary nutritionist that formulates their recipes has 30 years of experience in raw feeding. And the third pro is that they have a meal plan and a subscription service, which makes things a lot easier for owners who aren't sure how much food to purchase and feed their dogs. The last thing I'd like to mention is that they use all biodegradable packaging, which is a plus for those looking to be environmentally conscious. On the flip side, let's talk about a few of their cons. The first is that some dog owners may be turned off by the use of some synthetic nutrients. However, just like cold pressure processing, synthetic nutrients aren't necessarily a bad thing, but some dog owners would prefer only whole foods. Another drawback is that many formulas contain 2 animal proteins, which can be problematic for owners that have pets with a sensitivity to certain proteins and prefer to feed a single protein formula, especially in the case where the dog has a protein allergy to something like beef or chicken. However, for dogs who don't have any allergies or intolerances, 2 protein sources in one recipe gives your dogs more of a varied diet. So aside from these few cons, my dog and my team and myself were all really impressed with We Feed Raw. Okay, so that's going to be it for today's video. Again, if you want to check out We Feed Raw for yourself, you'll find links with a discount of 30% off your first trial box in the description down below, which is a deal that you won't find if you go directly to their website. And feel free to comment below if you guys have any questions. I love getting to interact with you, and like and subscribe if you found this video to be helpful, or if you'd like to stay up to date with future videos. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.